This is ABTV, Animal Bites Television. For animal lovers, by animal lovers.
Happy Monday, beautiful people. Last week I talked about the use of endangered animals in traditional medicine. It's a pretty heavy topic because the practice is so outdated, unsustainable, and downright immoral. But you should know that there are some animals used in medicine and medical research that have actually been proven to be effective, sometimes even life-saving. So in today's episode, I'm going to talk about 5 of these animal MDs and what they've done to keep us healthy. My name is Jason Miller, and you're watching 5 Weird Animal Facts. Some of these pictures are kind of gross, so, trigger warning. Number 1. The maggot. Certainly not the most popular animal out there, but in my opinion, they have an undeserved bad reputation, eating dead and decaying animal tissue and helping to expedite the decomposition process. The world might smell a lot worse if our friends the maggots weren't here to clean up all the dead stuff. Not only do they feed on the rotting flesh of dead things, if given the opportunity, they'll dine on the rotting flesh of animals that are badly injured. And this is why they're welcomed into some hospitals. When maggots feed, they secrete an enzyme that breaks down dead tissue but leaves healthy tissue alone. So if a patient comes into the hospital because they have an open wound that just isn't healing correctly, a bunch of maggots wearing scrubs and surgical masks are applied to the wound under a piece of gauze and get to work. Studies show that a week of maggot therapy removes more dead tissue than a week of standard surgery. That's because maggots have more motivation than surgeons. If they eat enough dead tissue, they get to turn into a fly, and that's exciting. However, after 2 weeks of maggot therapy compared to 2 weeks of standard surgery, an equal amount of dead tissue is removed by each. One of the obvious benefits of maggot therapy is that human error is no longer a factor. Also, it's more inexpensive than standard surgery and works faster in the short term. The biggest downside is the gross factor. Not everyone might feel comfortable having these microsurgeons placed under their wounds. But the process is entirely painless because the dead tissue being chomped on doesn't have any living nerve endings. You might feel little wiggles, but that's about it. Number 2, the horseshoe crab. This marine arthropod is not actually a crab, but a member of the subphylum Chelicerata, the subphylum also containing arachnids. Horseshoe crabs are one of those animals that we like to call living fossils because they've existed nearly unchanged for close to 450 million years. One of the most interesting things about them is the fact that their blood is a lovely powder blue color. That's because instead of having iron in their blood like us human peoples do, they have copper, which gives it the Smurfy blue tint. The other remarkable thing about horseshoe crab blood is the fact that it contains cells called amoebocytes. Amoebocytes work sort of like white blood cells do in vertebrates. The amoebocytes found in horseshoe crab blood are called limulus amoebocyte lysate, or LAL. When LAL comes into contact with bacterial endotoxins, it coagulates into a semi-solid gel to prevent the infection from spreading. Who else has a headache after all those big words? LAL is used in hospitals for testing medical equipment for harmful bacteria after coming into contact with blood. The LAL test has been used without question since the 1970s, but recently there's been some controversy over the way that the blood is harvested. Every year, up to 250,000 horseshoe crabs are collected to have their blood drawn before being released back into the ocean. As much as 1/3 of the animal's blood is removed during the process. And while it was previously believed that only about 3% of horseshoe crabs didn't survive the procedure, recent estimates put that number much closer to 30%. And females may have an impaired ability to spawn after bleeding and release. I'm pretty torn about this issue, so I want you guys to let me know what you think about the annual bleeding of horseshoe crabs. How can we make this process less destructive without getting rid of it entirely? Number 3, the Brazilian wandering spider. Members of the genus Phonutria, these South American arachnids have one of the most toxic bites of any spider. Their venom causes severe inflammation, loss of muscle control, difficulty breathing, and priapism. What's priapism, you ask? In layman's terms, it gives you a massive boner. A component of Phonutria venom called TX2-6 causes uncomfortable erections that can last many hours and can sometimes lead to impotence. But the venom is currently being researched as a way to possibly treat erectile dysfunction. So who knows? Maybe someday when I'm old and my penis stops working, I can count on the Brazilian wandering spider to make me feel young again. Did I take that joke too far? Number 4, the Gila monster. A venomous lizard native to southwestern United States and northwestern Mexico whose saliva holds the key to a significant treatment for type 2 diabetes. A hormone called exendin-4 occurs naturally in the Gila monster's saliva. The hormone is 50% identical to a similar hormone in the human digestive tract that increases the production of insulin when blood sugar levels are high. So scientists were like, hey, we should synthesize that and that's exactly what they did. In 2005, a synthetic form of exendin-4 was produced called exenatide. I'm getting real tired of all these big medical words. Exenatide was put through a 3-year trial, where it was found to not only maintain healthy levels of blood sugar in people with type 2 diabetes, It also led to progressive weight loss, which is fantastic because weight gain is an almost universal problem for people with diabetes. More recent studies show that exenatide also works as a powerful anti-inflammatory, and it all started with the saliva found inside of this beautiful face. Number 5. Who thinks leeches are cool? Just me? Okay. Leeches are incredibly talented at one thing, removing blood from other animals. And much like our friends the maggots, leeches can be found in many hospitals. Here's why. Let's say a patient was in a bad knife-related accident and had to have one of their fingers reattached. During surgery, muscles and arteries are easily put back into place. However, smaller veins are too fragile to reconnect surgically. This means that after the operation, veins will continuously pump blood into the finger without having veins to carry the blood back out. This causes the finger to become swollen with blood clots and turn a lovely purple color. This is where the leech comes in. Our hungry friend is placed on the tip of the patient's swollen finger, where it latches on and begins to painlessly feed on the excess blood. A leech will drink blood slowly enough to keep blood flowing through the finger, but quickly enough to prevent further buildup while new capillaries are formed and the veins can reattach themselves. As an added bonus, leeches secrete an anticoagulant as they feed, which prevents further blood clots. This chemical continues to work even after the leech is removed, so the blood will continue to drain from the finger as the veins heal. Now who thinks leeches are cool? Still just me, that's fine. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what animals and topics you want to see in future episodes. Like and share this video, and subscribe to Animal Bites TV for more awesome animal things and stuff. Follow me on all my social media garbage if you wanna. And until next time, my friends, my name is Jason Miller, and I'll see you next Monday on 5 Weird Animal Facts. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you want to see more 5 Weird Animal Facts, go ahead and click this annotation right here. It'll take you to the playlist. And if you want to see more animal-related content, go ahead and click this annotation right here. We got 5 Weird Animal Facts every Monday, Snake Bites TV every Wednesday, and more awesome content coming in the near future. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.